Lando Norris has spectacularly missed out on Q2 and Q3 in Baku qualifying. He's blamed it on the yellow flag. And in this video, we're going to talk about, was there even a yellow flag and what's required to be done under a yellow flag if he did pass through one. If you're interested in what my thoughts are, definitely keep watching. All right, now let's address the first question here. Did Lando even pass through a yellow flag? Well, it's interesting because Lando came out of turn 15, and I'm going to show this on the whiteboard in a second, observed a flashing yellow down the road. But by the time he got there and by the time he passed through that zone, that was actually out. So that one wasn't anything to worry about. He then comes through 16, 17, again sees a yellow flag in the distance. This time he's observed the slow moving Alpine. And then by the time he gets to that flag point, it's turned green already. So the question is there, like, does a driver need to react to a flag that they see in the distance? Or is it at the point at which you pass through, then the flag is active? And that's my understanding, right? Now, we can't have a situation where drivers can see yellow flags around the circuit and be responding to them. So it can't really be that if you've observed it, then you're required to act, because that means that on tracks where they pass by each other, then it's possible that you can see a yellow flag on the other side of the road. This happens here in Baku, for example, where the track passes each other. You've got TV monitors around the track. It's very possible for a driver to have a look and see that as they're coming down the back straight, they see a yellow flag at turn 3. You might get a radio message. Engineer says, hey, Lando, there's a yellow flag at turn 9 and you're nowhere near turn 9. Or the other case where there's a crossover, like in Suzuka, for example, it'd be very possible for you to look up or look down and see a flashing yellow or see a marshal waving yellow or whatever. So it can't be that it's like when it's observed, but you do need to observe because you need to know at which point it's active. So for that reason, I don't think it's at the point of observation. It's at the point that you pass that detection zone, right? So Lando's actually observed a yellow down the road. The first one has turned completely blank. So he's entered into a blank. So there's no reason to slow down there. And the second one has changed green by the time he got there. So he's actually entered into a green flag zone. So he's entered a blank and entered a green. So did he even enter through a yellow flag zone? I don't believe so, but that's based on the onboard and what I've seen. Now, I'm not saying at all here, and I just want to clarify that you don't need to slow down for a yellow flag. I'm just saying you need to play within the rules here and work out, like, did you actually enter a yellow flag zone? Let's draw this on the whiteboard and have a look together. So hopefully you can see turn 15, this is where all the drama started. And I'm going to draw in orange, like this is where Lando's car was when he first observed a yellow flag down here. Now, as you can see, Lando's not there yet. Lando's coming down here. And by the time he comes down here, this yellow box is gone. And Lando actually enters a pure, clean piece of track into turn 16. What's happened here is Lando's cooked it and made a mistake here at turn 16. Fine. And as he comes through turn 17 here, then he sees the slow moving Alpine. Just going to draw that in black up here. So he's actually observed the car first. Then what we see is a flashing yellow up here ahead. But like I said before, as Lando proceeds forward into this yellow, guess what? That yellow is gone and it changes now and becomes a flashing green light at the point at which Lando enters, and then Lando passes through that. So there's two questions here. Number one, did he even go through a yellow flag zone? Based on what I've seen on the onboard, he didn't enter. He entered a blank and entered a green. That's the first thing. So look, he might say, oh, well, it flashed up yellow on my dash. Again, the yellows on the dash should only be in their respective and corresponding zones. So I don't even think he would have got a yellow on the dash. Well, he shouldn't have got a yellow on a dash in accordance with the flags that we see around here. So that's the first thing. Now, the second question is, if it was a single yellow flag and he did enter into a single yellow flag zone, could he have still completed the lap and got through into Q2? As I said yesterday, I think yes. I think that a lift is sufficient in a single yellow flag, and Lando had enough margin to do a lift and then carry on. Now, I had a couple of people say on my video yesterday, yeah, but the FIA changed the rules and now you can't go faster in a yellow, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. Firstly, that would be applicable in a double waved yellow flag, which we certainly didn't have here, because double waved is strong. Double waved is slow down and prepare to stop. It's different to single yellow. Single yellow is lift, proceed with caution, do not overtake. That's my understanding of a single yellow. So I think Lando could have done all those things, lift and proceed with caution, and still complete the lap here. That's if there was a yellow. I still would challenge and say that he may not have even passed through a yellow flag zone. Once again, I just want to clarify and say at no point do I recommend speeding through a yellow flag, not lifting, not obeying, not respecting. Okay, I'm a driver coach, I'm professional, and I would never recommend that. But what I am saying is that you do need to be aware of the rule book and you need to know what's possible and what's not possible. In this case, having observed the yellow flag down the road, there's no reason to lift. Having entered a yellow flag zone, a lift would be sufficient and you could still lift, get back on the throttle and complete the lap. And in the time you lost, you probably still would have made it into Q2. I think that this was a genuine mistake from Lando. Number one, that he cooked turn 16 and went deep into turn 16. And number two, that he's probably overreacted and observed the yellows in the distance and thought that he needed to act at that point in time, which may have been a mistake as well. I know that there's a lot happening at this point in the track and Baku's crazy and Lando's at full capacity. But hey, that's what the track walk is for. That's what your capacity, mental memory training is for. That's why you get paid a shitload of money. That's why you should have driver coaches and mentors to help you through these situations. So there's really no excuse for a mistake like that. And if you're fighting for a world championship and we're going to crown you world champion, the best in the world, then these are the details, right? These are the boxes that you need to tick along the way. So there's two ways of looking at it here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.